नमस्कार दोस्तों, अंतर्स चेतना के इस ताजा अंक में आपका स्वागत है। आज के इस अंक में बंगाल सहित 5 राज्यों के विधानसभा के परिणामों की समीक्षा की जाएगी। मुख्य तौर पर बंगाल की जाएगी, क्योंकि तमिलनाडु में भी कुछ अप्रत्याशित फैसला हुआ है। लोकतंत्र की जीत हुई है और उन लोगों को जो आरोप लगाते हैं कि ईवीएम बेवफा हो गई, उनके लिए करारा जवाब है। चूंकि 1967 के बाद जो द्रविड़ पार्टियां हैं, डीएमके और एआईडीएमके, कभी शासन से बाहर नहीं हुई, अल्टरनेट होता रहा। ये पहली बार है लगभग 60 साल के बाद कि द्रविड़ पार्टियां तमिलनाडु में सत्ता के गलियारों से बाहर हो गई। और ये एक बड़ा परिवर्तन है दोस्तों। भारत के लोकतंत्र के परिपक्व होने, मैच्योर्ड होने का भी एक प्रमाण है कि लोकतंत्र कितना परिपक्वता की ओर बढ़ रहा है और जनता कितनी सजग है अपने अधिकारों के प्रति, और जनता को पता है कि कौन सी पार्टी क्या है। पार्टियां लोकतंत्र के दायरे में जो भी उछल कूद कर लें, फैसला तो जनता को ही करना है। और तमिलनाडु का फैसला इस बात का द्योतक है कि जनता बहुत ही सजग है। लेकिन आज केरल में भी चुनाव हुए हैं, वहाँ भी रिजल्ट आया है। 100 से ऊपर कांग्रेस लेड गठबंधन गया है, वो भी एक और प्रत्याशित फैसला है। लेकिन तमिलनाडु और केरल की चर्चा अलग से करेंगे। असम में भी हैट्रिक लगी है, 100 सीट के साथ तीसरी बार बीजेपी 2016 के बाद लगातार 2021 और 2026 लगातार आई है। तो ये अपने आप में एक आमूलचूल परिवर्तन है। भारतीय राजनीति एक नए मुकाम की तरफ बढ़ रही है, जहां भारतीय जनता पार्टी का वर्चस्व, राजनीतिक वर्चस्व पूरे देश में लगभग है। लेकिन आज के चर्चा में सबसे अहम जो हम मुद्दे को लेंगे वो बंगाल का चुनाव है, बंगाल का परिणाम है। हम सबको पता है कि 207 सीट लेकर के बीजेपी शासन में आ गई है। बहुत से पोल पंडितों को ये विश्वास ही नहीं हो रहा है कि ऐसा हो भी सकता है, लेकिन ऐसा तो हो चुका है। मुझे याद है 1990 के दशक में जब हम लोग जेएनयू में विद्यार्थी होके आए थे, तो एबीवीपी का एक प्रमुख नारा होता था, जिस कश्मीर में बलिदान हुए मुखर्जी, वो कश्मीर हमारा है। अब हम सब जानते हैं कि श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी जी को यह संबोधन था। जनसंघ के शुरुआती लीडरों में थे, बल्कि उसकी स्थापना की थी, और बड़े विद्वान थे, अद्भुत प्रतिभा के व्यक्ति थे। देश के लिए जान न्यौछावर किया श्यामा बाबू ने। लेकिन उस श्यामा बाबू के बंगाल में जनसंघ को शुरुआती दौर में कुछ सफलता मिली। 1952 के चुनाव में 2-1 सीट मिली बंगाल में, लेकिन उसके बाद नगण्य होता गया। अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी के दौर में लोकसभा में 2-3 सीटें बीजेपी को मिलती रही, लेकिन उछाल आया 2019 में। 2014 में जब नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बने, उस समय भी 2 ही सीट बीजेपी को मिली बंगाल में, लेकिन 2019 में 18 सीट मिली बीजेपी को 42 में से, और एक आमूलचूल परिवर्तन हुआ। और वैसे बीजेपी की सीट 2024 में घट के 12 हो गई बंगाल में। ममता बनर्जी की सीटें बढ़ गई। मोटे तौर पर देखें तो अगर चुनावी आंकड़ों की बात करें तो 2,61,00,000 वोट लगभग ममता बनर्जी के तृणमूल कांग्रेस यानी दो पत्ती को मिला है, और बीजेपी को 2,93,00,000 वोट मिला है। 32-33, 32.5-33 लाख वोट का गैप है। 4% वोट वाम दलों को मिला है, और लगभग 3% वोट 2.97 कांग्रेस को मिला है। लेकिन पश्चिम बंगाल में अप्रत्याशित फैसला जनता का है। ममता जी 15 वर्ष से शासन कर रही थी। मैं व्यक्तिगत तौर पर ये मानता हूँ कि ममता बनर्जी एक करिश्माई नेता हैं और उन्होंने खुद अपनी ज़मीन तैयार करी। किसी बड़े परिवार में पैदा नहीं हुई, सामान्य परिवार में रहते हुए ममता जी ने यहाँ तक का यात्रा किया है। लेकिन लॉर्ड एक्टर ने कहा है कि पावर टेंड्स टू बी करप्ट एंड करप्ट tend to be absolute and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That is precisely happened with Mamta. Mamta is a grassroots leader. She strengthened her party, Trinamool, newly constituted party in 2006 election. Trinamool got only 30 seats. In 2011, she got 184 and 200 in next two elections. Even in 2021, she defeated BJP badly with 200 plus seats. But this time, Mamtaj Trinamool has been confined to 80 only. A 40.3% vote Mamta got and 45% plus BJP got. So roughly 5% gap. But in election where 6.5 crore vote have been polled, 5% is a big number. 33 lakh. It is not a nail-bite election which many poll stars were predicting. It will be a nail-bite fight. On every seat they will fight. BJP won the Bengal with massive majority. Given the context that BJP was never a potent political force in Bengal, particularly for assembly elections. With the arrival of Narendra Modi in 2014, BJP cadre started consolidation, and that consolidation led them to win 18 Lok Sabha election in 2019. But it has reduced to 12 in 2024. But in 2 years, what happened which reduced Mamta a lot? In 2021 Vidhan Sabha election, Mamta got 48% vote, BJP got 40% vote. So Mamta reduced 8%, BJP up 5% since 2021 election. See, there are ample issues in the state level. In Bengal, it was not aloof. There was a complete fiscal mismanagement by Mamta-led Trinamool Congress government. Thebes was one of the important regions which made the entire treasury empty. Line order issue also became prominent, which Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath ji has raised in a very meticulous way, pulled a huge attraction from the public in Bengal. And do not forget that Bengal is not a Hindi speaking state, it is a Bangla speaking state, and Bengali and Bangla are different people. They are proud of their culture. Everybody should have proud for their culture, but they are exclusively proud of their culture. In that particular state, Yogi Adityanath got such traction by the people. It itself speaks a lot. So BJP particularly managed to capture power this time massively due to the combo of Hindutva and governance. Anti-incumbency against Mamta also helped BJP. And Mamata Banerjee minority appeasement also remained very destructive and detrimental for her political fortunes. Although minority Muslims are roughly 28% in Bengal, but politically they are a very potent force because they are concentrated into particular area and their voting pattern is very collectively. And that provides an edge to them to influence the outcome of the assembly election particularly. But this time Bengali Hindus were so much concentrated that they have, according to all the available surveys, voted 90% of their vote to BJP. And do not forget that Hindus are 71% of the entire Bengal population. So if, that occurs, that creates a great problem for Mamata. There were other regions also. Women's safety remained a critical issue in Bengal, particularly in last few years of Mamata Banerjee regime. Particularly that hospital rape episode and many such episodes in Kolkata and other urban sectors. Industry-wise, Bengal became a non-performing asset because in 1960 Bengal was number 3 in the country in terms of industrial assets. Today it is 24. Fiscal management is zero, very turbulent. State is under overdraft, huge debt, and state employees are getting only 5th pay commission right now. So the victory of the BJP is a big reminder to those people who keep accusing that BJP is a Hindi belt party. It can't inroads in non-Hindi belt and areas and states. BJP did it, proved it in West Bengal. West Bengal victory is a emotional and ideological victory for the BJP because of Syama Prasad Mukherjee and all stalwarts of Hinduism, Swami Vivekananda and many other stalwarts of Hinduism hails from Bengal. If you will look into the freedom struggle, you will find that Bengali leaders were at the forefront. Despite those sacrifices, Bengal was never given a very good governance, particularly after 60s. Violence remained the order of the day. It was an instrument of hanging into power by the ruling oligarchy. Left party did it for 3 decades. Meticulously used violence against the people. Even thanas were controlled by left parties. Even FIR was not getting registered of any people against the so-called supporters of the left. Mamata followed the same step. And the biggest threat of the incoming, just arrived BJP, Suvendu Adhikari-led government in Bengal is that all goons who were active during left regime transcended into Mamata regime, became Trinamool supporter with 2 patti, and now they have become Bhagwa. So the BJP leadership has to contain them, has to filter them out, because the people of Bengal gave them massive mandate for better governance, and it is a mandate against any kind of atrocious people, any kind of gundaism that was perpetuated by left and sustained by Mamata Banerjee regime. So BJP has to contain it. Even in urban sectors, so-called Bhadralok, BJP did extremely well, but towering academic leadership of left now will be shifting towards BJP. They had shifted in mass with Mamata. When Mamata ruled for 15 years, they ate all important elite positions within Mamata regime, but they were left. They will try to infiltrate into the BJP ecosystem, so BJP has to prevent. And overall, BJP has to provide a basic good governance to the people of Bengal. BJP has also to act against the atrocities which are perpetuated, has been unleashed against the Hindus in Bangladesh. What has happened in last month in Bangladesh also made huge impact on the Bengali mindset. The political landscape of West Bengal has been demarcated in a massive way, and happenings against Hindus in Bangladesh contributed a lot in that direction. So, new BJP regime led by Subhendu Adhikari has multiple problems, multiple challenges: fiscal management, law and order issue, overall development, good governance at the doorstep of the people, infrastructure, industry, tourism. All things need to be taken care of. Immense responsibility comes on the shoulder of the new government. I do hope that under the able leadership of Subhendu Adhikari, who is an old guard, since last 20 years he had been in the helm, member of parliament, assembly, minister, leader of opposition, etc. He has shown his capabilities to govern Bengal at the massive scale. He is young comparatively, so he must act. But BJP also must ensure that those leaders who have migrated from different parties should not on the driver's seat. Old BJP guards who have sacrificed since last many decades, therefore on their khoon and pasina, BJP came here. So more than 300 common BJP workers have been mercilessly killed by Mamata Banerjee regime, massively. BJP should not forget their sacrifice, must pay always homage to them, and must learn lesson that violence is not the way. Violence against any opposition should not occur under the thumb of the BJP. Because BJP is a national party. National party has more responsibility than regional parties. In terms of democratic compliance, the dedication for democratic values, fundamental values, Bengal is a land of spiritualism, is a land of many sages. So BJP has to prove that Bengal is a land of peace, Bengal is a land of development, Bengal is a land of wisdom. So that has to be proved by the BJP. But I will conclude that massive victory of the BJP is a reminder in national politics that BJP today is equally powerful when Congress was in early 1960s. BJP has to maintain this tempo. BJP has to provide good governance. BJP has to prove that it is a party with difference in all the sectors, and that will be tested by the learned people of Bengal. So let's see, and wish all the best to the new BJP government in West Bengal after independence. Thank you very much.